When I first found out I was going to be the team captain my junior year, I felt like I didn't exactly know what I was getting into.
At first, I didn't really realize what was going on. I kind of thought, oh yeah, cool, I'm a captain, like this will be cool. But then kind of hit like, I'm a captain, like I have a lot of responsibility.
What made me the true leader of this team when you know, maybe it's just a label? You know, what's saying that this isn't just a label for me?
I've always wanted to be a captain, and I have had the experience of seeing other leaders and seeing what makes a good leader, what makes a bad leader. But then when I was put in the position myself, it was kind of like a reality check, like, oh my gosh, like now it's me.
I will never forget it. I'm a junior walking down the hallway after wrapping up a rather dismal basketball season. The coach stops and says, hey, I've got some good news. You've been selected co-captain next year. I'm expecting big things. I'll see you later. And that was the end of my training. Oh, I heard things like, come on, show some leadership, but I wasn't exactly sure what that even meant. Fast forward 25 plus years later, I'm not sure the conversation is much different. We expect kids to be great leaders, yet we usually do very little to train and develop them. And let's face it, expectation without explanation leads to exasperation. Welcome. My name is Craig Hillier, and since 1990, I've been blessed to speak to over 2 million students throughout the United States. Because of my experience as a youth speaker and my experience as a former team captain, I wrote my second book, Playing Beyond the Scoreboard, a team captain's guide to a season of significance. In 2009, highschoolsportsleader.com was launched as an online resource to train and develop team leaders and team captains. The feedback that I have received from athletes and athletic directors has been outstanding.
I was able to have the opportunity to attend one of Craig's workshops and was really thrilled with what I was able to learn.
We got to work with team building, we worked with dealing with conflict, and it was really nice to see and hear someone talking from an outside source.
As a team captain, how you represent yourself is really important, and Craig gave us some great tools on how to do this without looking like a fake.
His personal experiences and stories really related to us.
As I was brainstorming with several athletic directors who are members of highschoolsportsleader.com, they proposed taking the essential information from highschoolsportsleader.com and creating an online course. Athletic directors indicated they enjoyed using the content from highschoolsportsleader.com as they met with their students on an ongoing basis, but thought it would be valuable to be able to track their leaders' progress as they go through an online course. An online course would also minimize the amount of meeting time necessary to train and develop team leaders and team captains. And let's face it, athletic directors are being stretched a lot these days. So I listened to my advisory council and created Certified Team Captain, an online course designed to help high school leaders and captains assemble a season of significance. We took all the essential information from highschoolsportsleader.com and created a step-by-step class that will take your leaders from being elected or selected to being effective.
A lot of teenagers are so used to learning online, so I think it's a really good idea to have the leadership course designed around how younger people learn.
The way the course is set up makes it easy to navigate. When I logged on, I saw my name in school colors. Pretty cool. The course brought me back where I left off from the last time.
I really liked the interviews with former athletes and leadership experts.
It was really great for me to be able to get into these people's heads and figure out what they did when there was conflict on a team and what they did to become a better team leader.
Some schools have indicated that their athletes won't be considered an official team captain until they have completed the course and printed the certificate. In essence, prior to the season, they are captain-elect. Upon completing the course, they are an official elected captain. Athletic directors will be able to log in and create a report. The report shows the progress of each student and the scores from the quizzes and the final exam. With one click, the report can be emailed back to an athletic director or administrator. trying to develop a course that fits all sports is a challenge. We did everything possible to make sure that the content is relevant for every sport. Because of this approach, we chose to not use some really strong content from highschoolsportsleader.com. For instance, the 30-minute video on sports nutrition is not included. The interview with a basketball official on how to effectively work with referees was also not included, as not all sports work with referees or officials. We had to leave out some really strong videos and articles on leadership to keep the course to a reasonable length. Several schools will use the Certified Team Captain course as the main meal and offer highschoolsportsleader.com as an a la carte option to make sure that their team leaders and team captains are prepared for a great season. Highschoolsportsleader.com is also a great option for underclassmen who have shown leadership potential, as well as team leaders who are maybe not team captains. Remember, expectation without explanation leads to exasperation, and we owe it to our coaches and athletes to provide a training system that will help them create a season of significance.
It took about 4 to 5 hours to complete the course. I did it over a few weeks. I wouldn't recommend going through the course in one day, as there's a lot of stuff you want to think about.
My time spent was well worth it. I mean, my coaches and teammates were counting on me to do the best job that I possibly could.
The course is not a panacea, as leadership is a process, not an event. There will still be issues and difficult situations. After all, we are working with teenagers, but this is definitely a positive step for high school sports programs. Our promise is simple. If you invest in the course and don't think it's valuable, we'll refund your money, no questions asked. So, if you're ready to invest in a solid team captain program, contact our office and we'll start to put the pieces together.
I highly recommend highschoolsportsleader.com and Certified Team Captain.